Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 10 of this Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4. This is the Kaiserreich mod, and we are playing as Germany, the army with a state. And we are beginning to feel more like an army with a state again, because in the last episode we did witness the fall of France. We have now completely dominated that. We overcame the... what was it called? Quenched militarism. We have now renewed that, though that was now an episode or two ago, and we are working our way towards the full recovery to get over the Black Monday effects. In the meantime, we have started manoeuvring our armies to go and deal with Austria over here. We allowed Austria to have a little bit of independence thanks to how well they fought in the First World War. They did okay, and I gave them another 2 decades of independence, but honestly, they are German. They should belong in the German Empire. They need to belong to the fatherland, so we're going to invite them to do so at the barrel of a gun. So that is what we are planning for now. That justification will be complete in May 1939. That is the end of this year, which is awesome. Okay, so what else are we doing? We are trying to build our armies up. Yes. So the parts of France that we took, because that was not a separate piece, they are still counted as occupied. We are having some pretty significant resistance problems with them, and actually, honestly, we should be prioritizing you now. Why aren't you getting built? Infantry equipment shortages. Yes, we have 14,000 short, and we are trying to build more, but that's not really going very effectively. So I think we're going to boost you to the top of the list. We're going to reduce the amount of artillery we're producing because we have a lot already, and the rest I think we're just going to leave. You know what, I want the heavy tanks more than I want the light tanks. How are we doing on heavy tanks? 188. Okay, cool. So I think that's just fine. Now we do have a lot of points, political points that we could use, and one thing that I did notice between episodes is that we can actually get some of these. It's only like the crop projects, which is the top level construction speed one, which is blocked off. Like this one we could actually get. So there are a couple of these which we may be interested in acquiring. Well, plus 16% soft attack. Oh right, we don't have Mauser yet. I see. Artillery producer. Higher production cost but more soft attack. For towed artillery that would be huge. And I'm going to assume that that's going to be for all of them. I mean, production cost I'm not too bothered about, but the extra soft attack would be immense. Heavy tank defense, that would also be a nice one. Cheaper heavy tanks. No, we want the armoured heavy tanks. You know what, I think these are companies. They're only actually put on once you have got that design of tanks. So we're not going to be researching new heavy tanks for another 2 years at least. However, it is 39, which means we are on the verge of new upgrades, including the MP38. So I think we are going to get the soft attack upgrade, although if we waited for Mauser, except Mauser is a ways away. How far away is Mauser? That is a good question. There's Krupp, which is the one that I really want because that is enhanced construction speed. Mauser is one of these, I think. Oh, we already have Mauser. Okay, never mind. In that case, I think that we will bring in the Mauser company and then start researching the better guns. So where were you, Mauser? Mauser, there you are. And we have indeed got contracts with Mauser, so plus 16% soft attack for infantry equipment. I think that sounds fantastic, because that's going to be doing more damage to the manpower of our enemies. And that seems to be a pretty decent way of securing victories. Alright, so what else is going on in the world? United States is fighting back. I mean, this is just a stalemate. Seems like a complete and utter stalemate, which is insane, considering in the Dominion of Canada game I did on the Twitch stream, we took out the United States. But that was mostly because they were fighting on two fronts. They attacked the Pacific states, which joined me, and then together we attacked the United States, even though they were fighting these two at the time. But then again, I was also fighting Mexico, so it was messy. Like, America was really messy. Sinking some more convoys. Marvellous. February. Wilhelm Groner plan. Excellent. That is the next focus done. So I think that we'll go on the progression. While we have some part of the way, Groner complains that more can and must be done. By expanding the military industry further, we can slowly but surely defeat the effects of Black Monday. At the same time, we'll also strengthen our military even further, assuring that our nation will not be overrun by the French anytime soon. I think that's not going to be a problem. I don't think the French are going to be taking us anytime soon whatsoever. Alright, so there's a bit of a navy battle going on there, but we are just running away. I am aware that we are still at war with the Union of Britain, and I would very much like to go after the Union of Britain. However, their navy did actually defeat ours. It wasn't so much a defeat, it was a setback. And we are still trying to repair and rebuild from that. But I'm pretty confident that once we have these ships repaired, we will be able to have another go at them, have another crack. And we are, of course, still building more ships. Need to finish this one and then we switch to that one. We have another 6 months. Yeah, I mean, I should probably drop these down. Now, because of all the resistance issues that we are still having in France, and they are pretty significant, to be honest, we're basically just trying to fill up a sinking, or fill up a leaking bucket. That's the analogy. We're putting water into a leaking bucket and it's just leaking out faster than we can actually fill it. So any repairs that we are doing just almost immediately get damaged again, so we're just wasting construction time that we could be spending on actually building industries. Once we have got military police in 40 days, then we will be in a better position to deal with that. And also we have reprioritized our infantry upwards. Yeah, I think we're going to make this the last unit of Marines that we're going to build for a while. Our priority is definitely going to be these guys, and we are still struggling with production. And then we're going to be in another war, which is just going to exacerbate problems, but oh well. We just need to get our industry ticking over a little more efficiently. Now, one thing I did want to do was get field hospitals in here. How close to that are we? We're still 1,000 away. Yeah, that's not going to be happening anytime soon. We have a research slot, and as I hinted at before, we are going to want the MP8 or MP38 so we can start producing the better guns, and that should have the Mauser contract company thing, unless that's just added anyway, which is possible. Well, we'll see. So what other companies would we be able to get? So if we did get work, would that stack with Mauser? I kind of suspect it would. So our infantry attack would be ridiculous. Oh, we want BMW. I just like BMW. BMWs are awesome cars. Had one when I lived in the US. Sub-detection, less armor, cheaper ships. I'd rather have better ships than cheaper ships. Air defense and agility, that's not a bad one. Oh, that's carriers. Strategic bombing, that wouldn't be bad. Wait, Zeppelins? Yeah, maybe not. I don't think there's much future in Zeppelins. Messerschmitt, that's not bad. Air attack and agility. Soft attack, hard attack. For light tanks. Yeah, we probably also want to upgrade our heavy tanks, honestly. Although the next heavy tank design isn't until 41, so that would be kind of wasted. What is going to be happening soon is new artillery. And we could increase the soft attack of artillery by 16%, which is not a bad idea. I do wonder if these are replacers. I don't know. Like, we do have a fair amount of artillery in our armies, or we could just save the points until we get Krupp, but that's not going to be for a long time. We could get the Vereinigte Stahlwerk. Again, don't know if they stack. I think we kind of have to assume that they don't. Well, that's not necessarily true, because, like, historically, you did have the various different companies all working together in the war effort. Yes, a Walter PPK gun was different to a Mauser rifle, but these were all equipment pieces used in war, and they all had their own quirks and abilities. So yeah, they probably would all contribute. Of course, we could get a theorist. That wouldn't have any effect. Already on very high and very good. Then military staff would be the next one. Supply usage is usually nice. So is attrition. And there we go, military police. So what we need to do is jump into the cavalry divisions, edit U, and add military police. Save. We're still not producing any of them. Come on. Okay, we're getting equipment to these guys, so they're starting to train again. Right, research slot. Do we want to upgrade the artillery? Because if we do, then I think we need to take the artillery upgrade. I think we probably do want to do that. So we have a lot of company slots, to be fair. %. Better artillery. Yeah, right. We'll do that. We'll keep a little bit of political power over so that we have a bit of a backup, and then we'll upgrade to the level 2 artillery and start deploying those. Now, I do want to get heavy tank SPGs at some point, but we should potentially wait on that until we've actually got the heavy tank upgrades. And we will want a couple of them. Sultanate of Egypt has declared war on the Ottomans. Interesting. How many troops do you have compared to them? Ooh, you have a lot of men. That's actually going to be a really interesting war. You've actually got more industry. You have more military but less civilian. So if you give the Ottomans time, they will actually outproduce you. But in the short term... Oh, and Iran. Oh, the Ottomans are in trouble. 2-front war. How many troops does Iran have? Not many, but Iran has a lot of factories. A lot of military factories. Actually, everyone does. Oh no, Egypt has more military than the Ottomans. So yeah, the Ottomans are in trouble. No two ways of seeing that. They're just in trouble. And we are sinking a lot of Union of Britain ships here, which makes me very happy. Alright, Wilhelm Groner Plan completion. The final steps of the Groner Plan needs to be undertaken. Once completed, we will have revitalised our arms industry to the fullest. Soon enough, Germany will be standing with a straight back once more, as not only the dominant power of Europe, but of the world! Deutschland über alles. Alright, let's build that. How are we doing with the... May... We're a month away, and then war can be declared. You need training. Ooh, we have several units that need training. We've got better tanks. Awesome. What are our tank divisions actually like? I forget. Did we change them? We did. Yeah, our tank divisions are really strong. Can we add anything else? Like maintenance company would be pretty nice. Uses up barely any maintenance. Field Hospital? I don't think Field Hospital is the most useful for tank divisions. Signal company, perhaps, so they fight faster? Or logistics, they use less supply? I think signal company, so they get the initiative more quickly. And they also get their planning bonuses faster. I think that sounds really good, actually. So these units do have fairly low organisation. They have a good amount of hit points thanks to the motorised armour. Motorised infantry. Yeah, our tank divisions are awesome. Now, does that mean that you require more training? No. Okay. What I would like, though, is for you to drive over to here, so you're in position to join that offensive when it is time. And that's not going to be too far off, either. Okay, we've started to build those guys. These guys are beginning to appear. We do indeed have another marine. Let's get those guys training up. And how's the deficit? We're down to just 6,000 deficit now, which is good. We might even be in a position to add more heavy tanks to our infantry division. The Panzerunterstützung divisions. We are. Right, let's remove another guy. Are there any of these that we want? Yes, but I also want to save support equipment so we can get the field hospitals in the regular armies, and adding them to this would cost a lot more. So we're going to add the heavy tanks for sure. That makes you really quite strong. Yeah, your armor is insane. You're going to be really hard to kill. Because the way that armor works is 50% of the highest unit's armor is applied to the entire division, which means all of the infantry units that fight in the Panzerunterstützung units benefit from the heavy tanks armor. So the higher your armor category, the better they are. Okay, all of the marines have been built. Let's get you guys in training. Awesome. 5th of May. We have like 3 days before this war starts. And the Austrians have begun to mass on our borders, it is true. But a lot of them look to be training. Wilhelm Groner dies. One of the heroes of the Weltkrieg and the victor of the Bolsheviks, Field Marshal Wilhelm Groner, has passed away today. Oh no. Just 50 days before you saw the end of your plan. And we have the justification for war. A lot of stuff happened on that day. We blame Austria. Austria are responsible for his death. So we're declaring war on you. You bastards. Okay, so... Go, 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 go. Let's get this party started. Now, do they have an air force? Because we certainly do. Let's grab both of you and move you over to Bohemia. Like so. And do we actually have more planes available? We have a couple. We could add another group of tactical bombers. And in fact, what we should do is you. Let's reduce you by 100. And then add several more. Because the way that tactical bombing works is a bit weird. You want the smaller bomber units, and in fact you kind of want bomber units of 50, but I'm lazy. Screw it, we'll do 50s. 50 seems to be the most efficient. Because each bomber unit, or each bomber wing, can only target one enemy division. So if you have one massive wing, you'll be obliterating that one division over and over. But if you actually want to target multiple wings, especially if you are obliterating them anyway because your planes are quite good, then you actually want the smaller groups. So... bombers, but we want a plus 50. Oh, right. No, don't do that. Add 1 and 50. So we'll go to 51, that's fine. 1, add 50. Okay. 1, add 50. Okay. Then I think it's just one more, right? Pretty sure. Alright. Select you all, put you all in Bohemia, all doing the same thing. During the day, don't die. Alright, lots of bombing going on. Commune of France has called the Austrian Empire into the war. They've joined the Third Internationale. That's actually kind of annoying because it means that we won't get a full occupation on them, meaning that we'll need even more cavalry units to police it. But at least these guys are getting built now. That makes me happy. How's the training going? You guys are the training. Slowly but surely. Okay, so the offensive over here is going very well. The offensive in Austria, less so, but that's because we're fighting on a lot of mountains. So I'm not entirely surprised by that. But we have like our heavy tank divisions and our regular panzer divisions over here, so we should crunch through Bohemia, aka Czechoslovakia. The Netherlands wanted to join Middle Europa. With the syndicalist threat near them, the Dutch government asked for our help in hope that to make Europe free again. Yeah, absolutely. Welcome to the team, guys. Especially if that means we get to fight more syndicalists. Alright, so we are getting some factories from the Austrians. I think we basically just need to keep on producing more and more of these. Build more guns. Make guns great again. Alright, production here is still going apace, though it is slow. And technology is still going. Alright. Yeah, we are pushing down. So their defenses over here are kind of rubbish. The defenses in here, they are holding, but we are definitely pushing them back. We are absolutely thrashing them. Okay. And there is very little resistance over there. I think they probably had more troops over on the the Ukrainian border. Meanwhile, Ukrainians moving over here. Now, I kind of want you to stay guarding the Russian border. Like, I can deal with Austria. It's fine. Flanders wants an expeditionary force. You want a non-aggression pact. You want to join the war, and so do you. No. I don't want you getting invaded. Oh, speaking of which, garrison unit. Ooh, industry, nice. We also need to garrison the Netherlands against naval invasions. I don't think this interior bit can be invaded. It's fine. And we do have a research slot available because we've just finished concentrated industry. So let's get the advanced machine tools going and get our production going even more. That sounds good to me. Oh yeah, we are taking loads of military factories from Austria. This makes me happy. You do have a good number of them. Large ships and low health. Right, because we will be fighting the Austrian Navy down here. I had not anticipated them actually having a big fleet. But apparently they do. A very big fleet. They lost 1 battleship, 3 heavy cruisers and 2 light cruisers. We lost 2 battle cruisers, 3 battleships, 6 destroyers and 6 light cruisers. That was a disaster. Guys. The hell? They have like no ships compared to us, and yet they still thrashed us. Please tell me that was not my entire Mediterranean fleet. It pretty much was. Yeah, we have a lot of ships in the Pacific, but that's mostly because I don't want to have to defend that area by land. Oh, it's Tripolitania. Russia has declared war on Azerbaijan. Are you on the Ottoman side? You are fighting Iran, Egypt. Yes, you are. You're an autonomous puppet. Okay. So Russia has just declared war on Azerbaijan, which is the last of the oil-bearing areas in there. So once they've kind of taken this bit, they probably will either go after Alash, possibly Mongols, more likely Central Europe. Eastern Europe even. Just crush that. Come on. Why aren't you moving? Oh, because you achieved your objectives years ago. Interesting. In that case, let's have you spear point to Budapest. How's the training going? Training is going. Not much more to say than that. And the Baltic fleet is whole again. Okay. There are a lot of enemy ships around. Alright, you guys have successfully done your push, which is awesome. So I just want you to go and finish this bit off. You guys have virtually finished your objective off, in which case your next one will be that. And then the purples. Oh, actually, that's kind of a silly one. More likely that you would do that, isn't it? Duh. Alright, once you have completed that, then you go and do that. That's fine. Go, go. I mean, so long as we keep the pressure going, it's fine. And then the purples. Your job, once you've taken your bit. And I admit, you have the hardest job. Let's delete your objective there. And give you this one to do instead. You're saying that's going to be virtually impossible, and I'm not surprised. You just need more men. That is a very long border. You know what? We're going to reduce your border a bit there, purple. We're going to say that you're responsible up to here. And then... who's that? Blue? Blue is going to be responsible for a bit more, seeing as they have actually got more troops. So you're going to be responsible up to here. Okay, cool. Non-aggression from Italy. No, don't think so. Then off you go. Honestly, guys, just go. You have more than enough troops to make this work. Just push them out. Like, once you've taken this bit, taking this bit will be easy. Oh, they're almost ready to capitulate. Right, because we're taking their homelands. Austria has virtually fallen already. Which is pretty sweet. We still haven't fought another big battle against the Brits. Italy seems to be taking down the socialists pretty easily. Now, actually, because you guys joined the syndicalists, does that mean Italy is fighting Austria again? I have a feeling it does. No, it's not. So I don't know why you're fighting over there. No, Italy is fighting Austria. So we need to try and make sure that we take this land so that Italy cannot. And also kind of means that my tank unit, let's cancel your current plan. We're going to put you here. And your job is to take this. And go. Have we got any more units needing training? Do. No, wrong unit. Crap. You want to go in here. We just need to try and cut off as much of that land as possible to stop the... Ooh, we killed another 5 convoys. We're doing a lot of damage to British shipping, which makes me very happy. Sudeten. The Germans in Sudeten has no problem being part of the Kaiserreich, should we integrate them into our country. Yes, we claim these lands for Germany. Costs us 100 political power though, which does drop us below 100, which is annoying. A little bit dangerous, but hopefully not crippling. And we have a lot of military factories now. I mean, we should be overcoming the deficit pretty easily with this much assigned. So we're going to assign a little bit more from you. Some more of those. And then if we can get more bombers. In fact, let's start building strategic bombers and going after Great Britain. So we want heavy bombers and we also want heavy fighters to act as an escort for them. So we'll do a line of you, 2 lines of you, and we'll see how that goes. Because we're only going to be getting more and more factories as we take more of this stuff. There we go, Austrian Empire has capitulated. Wilhelm II announced that the cowardly Austrian nation could no longer withstand the pressure from the overwhelming presence of German forces throughout the country. We've made Austria German again. Awesome. And that should also have given us a whole ton more factories. Yeah, we're up to 92 now. Production of these slowed because of resistance problems. We are really going to need to beef up production of these. So we're going to go up to 20 military police. Because we're going to need those guys out soon. And then you... Resistance, yeah, resistance is going to be a problem throughout this whole area, really. So let's say that you need to guard all of this, really. Actually, I don't know about those. I think that was all Poland. Krakow certainly was. So let's start with these bits. And then we can expand it further north if we need to. Whoops. Because Bohemia did actually join us. So I don't know for sure if we need to garrison that area. We'll start with this and then we'll move it if we need to. That sounds fine to me. Cool. We may well need to have a southern border force as well. But that can wait until the next episode. For the time being, though, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. If you are enjoying this so far, then please do hit that like button. If you haven't done so already, please do consider subscribing. And if you have any tips or advice for me, let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.